Welcome back, guys. Katie here. Thank you guys so much for dropping in. We are going to hit an estate sale today. As you can see, the snow is giving us a run for our money, but inside it is warm and cozy, and there is so much to look at. So let's get peeking around. When I first walked in, I saw this huge bunch of cookbooks. Luckily, they were all mostly new. Otherwise, I would have been in trouble. I probably would have filled my whole trunk. But actually, they were all newer and nothing that I was really into. So I did leave those behind. But moving along, it was a great little sale. It was a fairly old house, older, I think, 1960s or so. And that little teacup came home with me. But they did have upstairs kind of their more fancier, what they would consider like their high end stuff, which is typical of estate sales. They like to keep that stuff upstairs. That also included this beautiful little Italian tollware lamp. They had 95 on that. You guys will have to forgive kind of the lighting in the house. It was kind of dark in some of the rooms, so the camera didn't pick up the best pictures. But there were a lot of rooms filled with all different kinds of things. Me personally, I love heading down to the basement because that is where I really seem to find the stuff that I like. Browsing the bookshelves, they did have some older books. All the books at this sale were $2 each. I like grabbing any old green books because I use them in my decor. They also did have a really cute little stack of hankies for $1 each. I'm always looking for holiday ones or tourist ones, like different souvenir ones. I did find one in this stack that I am going to show you guys in a little bit. There were some old silk scarves. I am always looking for designer scarves or the Vera Newman scarves, which were quite popular, which are quite popular amongst the kind of mid-century modern crowd. There was lots of costume jewelry for just $2 each. I did find a couple little pieces in there that I will be showing you guys here shortly. But as you can see, it was a nice sale the way everything was organized. It was easy to go through. And because there were so many rooms, everybody wasn't on top of each other, all in the same room. The prices were good. It seemed like most of the things that I wanted fell into the couple of dollar category. And then they had, you can see everything of mine was stacked up there. They gave people laundry baskets that were numbered so you could make a pile, which was nice. So you didn't have to carry all of your stuff around. You could just put it in your laundry basket. But for anyone who loved books and crafting, this was a fantastic sale because the person who lived here actually liked both of those things too. There was this wonderful old scrapbook full of all different kinds of Hollywood actresses. There were also a lot of new and kind of older crafting supplies. I really enjoyed digging through all of those. But where I want to really take you guys is down into the basement. Now, you'll have to excuse the poor lighting. There's not very good lighting down here. But there was a rather large basement. It had this big hallway, and then it went into numerous other rooms, and they had all kinds of things. There were old board games. There were more old books. They also had one whole area that was nothing but fabric. Here, this spot right here was all picture framing supplies. They must have loved framing their own artwork because they had everything you could ever need. This room was almost nothing but religious memorabilia and then some odds and ends houseware items. But they had tons of religious medals and statues, rosaries, things like that, all in this one room. And then over to the next room, I'll show you guys here. there was all different kinds of kind of like kitchen supplies. Like they had candles and canning supplies. There were lots of cookie cutters. Here is an old little electric freezer. That was kind of neat. And then, of course, lots of jars. I did think these little trays were very sweet. And you guys can see the prices weren't crazy. I mean, they were really reasonable. Old wedding cake topper, bread box. And there's those little trays again. I was hoping to find a lot of old Christmas at this sale. They did have some, but they had it priced really high. Some of the ornaments I wanted were $20 each. And those were all upstairs. But the basement is where I try to kind of find the little cast-offs that might be priced a lot cheaper. I did really like all those old thermoses, but they were mismatched. They did not have their tops. This is super kitschy. This is just a little old Christmas decoration someone made. It has like a flocked angel on it and the old satin ornaments. I'll be showing you more of that later. But you can see it was just a lot of really random stuff. A cool old cookie press. A woman actually picked this up not long after I looked at it. And then one whole room was nothing but sewing. I was so excited. I thought I'm going to get some amazing vintage fabric pieces down here. I got to the sale about 3 hours after it started. So by the time I got there, I don't know if there were any pieces or not, but surprisingly, I could not find any vintage fabric in all of this. I mean, there was some polyester and things like that, but there really wasn't anything in the way of like bark cloth or feed sack or even just kind of cool old patterns. It was all mostly, 90s and newer, which just shocked me. I thought in all of this fabric, I thought surely I would be able to find something. And they were selling it actually by the yard, which I thought was different. A couple other things. I believe this is an old Knights of Columbus uniform with the hat. Couple little furniture pieces, again, with me getting there late. A lot of the good ones might have been gone, but I did find this funny. Now, around here, when they do estate sales, I mean, they literally price everything. They pulled all of the cleaning supplies out of the cabinet and even priced those. And some of them were quite old. I mean, they had been sitting in that cabinet for quite some time. But you can see all the silver polish. There was tons of that. But there had to be air fresheners that were like from the 70s. I mean, some of them were really old, so that always kind of cracks me up that people hang on to stuff like that for so long. But I will show you guys some of the things that I picked up for $1. I did get this amazing souvenir hanky. I believe it is German. I will have to double check, but it has some different places of interest on it. So for just $1, I got that. I think that will go into my resale pile. I really love kind of bohemian stuff, so I did get each of these fans for $1. Those will go into my resale booth. I thought they were just precious, and I thought they'd be fun for summer. And they were in nice shape too, especially this one with the nice wrapped handle. I thought that one was really pretty. People are even hanging these on their walls now, kind of in like collages, and it looks really sweet. I have a small little collage actually in the basement of kind of wicker baskets and fans and things like that. So people are always looking for them. I won't price them too high, but just enough to make a little more money for future sales that I shop at. I did get this little juice glass. It had roses on it. I love the little 1950s juice glasses. These oftentimes came with something like peanut butter or cheese in them, and then people would just save the glass when it was done and reuse it as a drinking glass. I got 2 lucite bracelets. I thought these were really pretty. Those were $2 each. I'll be probably trying those on eBay and see how they do. I like that they each had the original little sticker on them. I think that will raise the value of them a little bit. This is so sweet. This is a little framed butterfly specimen. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I had it in my keep pile and I noticed it was in my daughter's bedroom the other day. So I think that she decided we are in fact going to keep it. I also got a handful of little Christmas crafting supplies. These are always fun when I make little assemblage pieces or corsages or something like that. And these were just 50 cents each. I got some of the little glass picks and I even got a couple little birds. I can use these in wreath making and all different kinds of projects. So when I find stuff like this for under $1, I always make sure to grab it. Not only are they getting harder to find, but they're getting harder to find at a good price. So I also grabbed this little Tupperware cookie cutter. I already have one that I use in my holiday decorating. So I'll either be adding this to it or I'll be reselling it. But I thought with St. Patrick's Day coming, it would be great. So as you can see, I did get a great little basket of stuff, from the hanky to the bracelets and of course all the decor. When things were just, anywhere from 50 cents to $1, I just kind of start grabbing, and it's fun going through it later. I did get this old book. I love anything with green covers, the dark green covers, because I use them on the bookshelf in my family room. I also grabbed this floral tablecloth. It was in beautiful shape and it had a great, floral pattern on it. They did have $5 on this, so I most likely will be putting this in my booth for resale, but if it doesn't sell, I won't be mad. I could definitely use this around the house. I also like to grab any, little old artwork prints, paintings, things like that, especially if they are in little gold frames. I can use those all the time for different, gallery walls that I do. This one was only $3, so I thought it was very sweet. And because it's a nice tiny size, I have some perfect little spots that I can throw it into. For a few bucks, I also got this pillowcase, and it's Crewel. That's Crewel. I always like to make sure I spell it because it sounds, of course, like the other word cruel, but it's actually a type of stitching and needlework, and it's sort of puffy, three-dimensional. And I like to buy the framed prints of this when I see it. You don't see pillowcases too often, so I'm going to try this on eBay and see how it does. I did also get a couple of little pot holders. They still had their old tags on them, so they had never been used. So I got the pear and I also got the orange, and those were only 50 cents each. But the one that I am super, super excited about, that I am in no way ready to part with, is I got a little mushroom also. And you can just see how cute that is. That is going in my kitchen for sure. You don't find, vintage mushroom stuff too often that is in such great shape. So I'm definitely going to keep that. And then I grabbed some other little kind of wicker. I don't know if that's the material. I can't think of the word right offhand. Pot holders. These are used for all kinds of things. Of course, people are still using them as, heat pads, but people are also displaying them on walls and all kinds of stuff. So I did buy all of those. They had 50 cents each on those. I also brought home a package of these really cute kind of Pennsylvania Dutch coasters, and they are paper. And they have all kinds of cute little graphics and funny sayings on them. In that pile of scarves, I did find 2 vintage scarves, Both of them are Vera Newman's. They are signed, made in Japan. One has some really cool keys on it. I thought that was kind of different. And the other one is just mostly a floral, kind of an abstract floral print. They are in good shape, just a few little specks and spots on those, but I will see how those do on eBay. That seems to be where I really get the best price for those. I also grabbed 3 bags of kind of pom-pom trim because I love using this in crafting. The problem is they were, they were tied closed, and when I got them home, they are really small scraps. They are not long strands of the pom-poms. So I don't know what I'm going to do with those now, but those were $1 a piece. Not what I expected, but that's okay. I also found this old rooster towel. That will go in my booth. And some cute little patches. I always love old patches. One looks like a little knot tying patch, and maybe some little Boy Scout patches of some kind. Troop number maybe. These little lizard pins I thought were really cute. I got those for $2. I heard brooches are making a comeback. I don't know how true this is. Did they ever really go out? I don't know. I love them. But these little fellows were too cute, so I had to bring those home. I also got these really sweet little ballerina stitched pieces of fabric. I would love to find a frame for these. The colors are a little bit unusual. You really don't see, anything done in bright yellow like this. So the colors are unusual. But I think with the right frame, these could actually be really sweet. So this is an unusual buy, I know. These are little sample boxes of cheer, and people buy vintage cleaning products online, I think because they like using them for different types of props, like movie, prop people actually buy stuff like this online, believe it or not, when they are dressing a set. So for $1 each, I did get those little guys. We'll see how they do. And here is that beautiful, kitschy Christmas piece I ended up getting. I mean, it looks like it was made for my dining room. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's strange, I know, but for $5, it absolutely had to come home with me. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. I don't think I have a choice. I think I have to keep it. It's just too kitschy. It's great. So that is my haul from the estate sale. I think I spent barely $50 by the time I was done. There was probably a few other things that I didn't get the chance to show you that ended up in my basket. But overall, I think it was a really, really good day. I found some fun stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed looking with me. I always appreciate you guys coming by. Oh, one last peek here. There is a little silver piece I forgot to show you. Okay, now that that's done, I can tell you guys, have a wonderful week. I appreciate you coming. Like and subscribe. And as always, happy thrifting. I'll see you guys back here next time. Bye-bye.